Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning, episode 355. Back on the topic of the NFL, of course, the last big event in the NFL season, the Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have beaten the Chiefs, obviously, last night, 31-9. Huge win for the Bucs, of course. Tom Brady winning his 7th Super Bowl. And we're going to talk about today whether or not, or really why he should retire right now. But that leads me to the question of the day. Tom Brady, of course, just won his 7th ring. Who is all-time second on the list for Super Bowl rings? Again, if you know the answer, comment below. And if you don't, stick around to the end of the video. But Jay, we're looking at a guy that is cleared up the GOAT debate. He is the GOAT. He has broken so many records, just got his 7th ring. Why would he want to? I mean, why would he want to keep playing? I don't see why he wouldn't just retire right now.
Yeah, the short answer is so that the other 31 teams in the NFL can feel like they have a chance moving forward. But real reasoning is, I don't want to see Tom Brady go out like Michael Jordan on the Wizards or Drew Brees in his last game with the Saints. I want him to have a happy ending. I don't want to see him kind of be forced out due to age. And we see this decline that Tom Brady will eventually have. We all thought it happened at 35 or 38 or 40 flat, but now he's at 43. So I don't know when it will happen, but so on and so forth. Time will continue, and he has to at some point not be prime Brady. And the decline won't be gradual. It'll be a steep drop, and I don't want to see that happen to him out of nowhere. And really, utter respect for Tom Brady. I think he's a GOAT, but I want to see him finish on a happy ending. That, to me, would be finishing with a 7th Super Bowl ring. He has more rings than any NFL franchise. He won it with a different team. He proved Bill Belichick wrong, and he won it at home. No other team has even played the Super Bowl at home. I just don't see... Yes, moving forward, there's, of course, the incentive and the attractiveness of winning an 8th ring. But looking at the team this year, you got so many free agents between Shaq Barrett, Levante David, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Brown, Ron Gronkowski, Ndamukong Suh, Chris Godwin. It's going to be hard to get all those guys back, and that's why it is so hard in the NFL to repeat back-to-back Super Bowls, and I just don't see it happening as much as I wanted to. If they could get this same squad back together, I think they have an amazing chance, especially in the NFC. I don't want to say it's weak by any means, but outside of the Packers and Rams, those are the two biggest threats. Of course, there's the Niners and Seahawks, but they're kind of declining. We don't know how Jimmy G's going to be, but I just think you're not going to get everyone back. Shaq Barrett, Levante David, they're two all-pro positions on defense that any team would love to have as their captains. Their price targets and price tags have definitely raised due to how well they played. You still have Devin White and JPP, but you also got Ndamukong Suh being a free agent. These are just really great, veteran, expensive guys now. Chris Godwin, he was on a rookie contract. Now he's going to be a very highly paid receiver in the league. Antonio Brown, he's upped his stocks again. Leonard Fournette, just so on and so forth. Bucs aren't made of money. They don't have a limitless cap, and I do think this team around him helped Tom Brady win it all. So I don't want to see him not have the same team, and then we don't see the same guy, Tom Brady, and he doesn't look great. I want him to go out on a happy ending, being the official GOAT, which he already is, but I want to see the GOAT go out as the GOAT.
Yeah, you make a good point there. We saw what happened to him last year with New England with nobody around him. Yeah. We all thought that his time with Belichick is over, which means his career is over. Obviously, he proved everyone wrong there. But for me, this 7th ring was the top of the mountain for him. He set so many records. He has more rings than any other franchise now with the 7th. So now it's like the next milestone would maybe be, 10?
Yeah.
And is that realistic for him to get 3 more? So in my opinion, now, of course, I have no idea what it's like to be in his shoes. He's obviously, the reason why he is where he is today is that he never gets satisfied. Yeah. So obviously he wants another one. But I think the milestone was he won in the second conference last night. He won more than any other franchise. He got his first scoring drive in the first quarter ever. He broke the record with Gronk for most combo touchdowns in postseason between a quarterback and a receiver. So he's done all this. So now it's like the 8th is going to be just...
It's almost, I don't want to say it's ego, because we know he's not egocentric, but right. What is the huge accomplishment?
What is the goal for him?
Exactly.
Unless it's 10. And, of course, he's been adamant for the last several years about wanting to play till 50. And at this rate, he's showing that he can. I mean, the dude puts 7 figures into his body every year.
He eats. There's so many jokes about him and his avocado ice cream.
He's very disciplined. He's been public about not drinking beer. He's just very disciplined, and obviously wants to be the best. And maybe it's just more about putting space between him and anybody else possibly in the GOAT conversation. But as far as accomplishments, Tom Brady has done everything and now plus some. And I think right now would be the ultimate time to just drop the mic and be done. We saw Max Kellerman, who's kind of notorious for making bold and often bad takes. In 2016, he said that coming very soon would be Tom Brady's fall off a cliff, and it wouldn't be gradual. It would be straight down, which we're obviously, 5 years later, still waiting on that to happen. He had a little bit of a hiccup last year, 2 years ago in New England, but the one argument that I will say for him not retiring, is that he appears to be in a better situation than he's ever been in New England, except for that year they had Randy Moss. I mean, arguably, Belichick has never done a great job of surrounding him with weapons, nothing like he's got right now. And I think the one argument he has to stick around is that pending these players coming back, this team will be able to win a second one next year. So, but ultimately, he's accomplished really everything a quarterback can hope for, plus this much gap between him and the next best player. So I really think that now would be the best time to do it, simply because there's really nothing else left for him to accomplish.
Yeah, if that is his huge attraction point of why he's wanting to come back, if it's to be the end-all, be-all, go, no discussion.
Which he is right now.
I feel like it is ended
right now. But
maybe
for him, it's does he want to be surpassed in 50 years or never?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want to see him try and go above and beyond, and then he has a bad season or 2 bad seasons, and now people do have something.
You made the comparison. I think Drew Brees, it sucked the way he left because he just degraded, not necessarily very quickly, but he dropped it down so far and then just remained there for 2 years. And I don't want to see that happen.
That's exactly what happened with Peyton Manning on the Broncos. Yes, he won a Super Bowl last year, but that wasn't because of Peyton Manning. That was because his defense absolutely carried him. And really, I just don't want to see Tom Brady have a bad season or so, and then people have film and be like, well, look at him this year. He did horrible then. I just want him to go out and be the perfect guy, be the all-time go. I don't want them to be some stupid last season where he doesn't do great, and that's why people consider him not to be the GOAT. I just don't think that's the most fair judgment, and people are definitely going to pull that argument. Another reasoning would be there's speculation. Bruce Arians, oldest coach to ever win in the Super Bowl, one of the oldest coaches in the league by far. He got his ring. He's over the hump. He might want to leave, give the coaching position to Todd Bowles, which might not be a bad move, but with that new position and new formation or anything, that might be putting more pressure on Brady to learn new systems. We kind of already saw, I feel like he was a coach himself this year. I don't know how much he was on board with that. Obviously, it worked. But in Tom's mind, I don't know if that was a little too much for him to be calling all the plays, it seems like, and really wasn't Bruce Arians. Obviously, Bruce Arians had a role, but I do think Tom Brady had a lot to do with this offense and this overall game plan for sure throughout the entire year.
And I want to just bring up again that I don't know how much farther up he can go. Yes, he can get another ring, but none of them will be like this one. No. This was his first year in the new conference. The road that they went through on the road will never happen again, and I don't think it will ever be tougher than it was this year, unless they. I mean, I guess the football team was their only gimme, but it was still a close game. So this Bucs team with 3 straight road wins and then went at home in the Super Bowl. I mean, another one. First home Super Bowl. It just all this was just a perfect.
Yeah, the road
lines up perfectly to not happen again, and just the perfect time for him to walk away from
journey.
The game.
It cost to get here between Washington, Drew Brees. He sent into retirement. Aaron Rodgers is an MVP. He sent him home, and it was arguable that Mahomes was the next GOAT, and he sent him home. Yeah. What is a tougher road to get to the Super Bowl and win it all, especially at 43? There's nothing, and that is why he's a GOAT, and I think he should just finish in a happy ending overall.
Yeah, overall, I'm thinking that this is the best time for him to drop the mic and walk away from the game. Yeah. That's all for the video, guys. Question of the day, who has the second most Super Bowl rings? You might think Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, but I do believe those are second for quarterbacks. But your second all-time is Charles Haley. He was a linebacker. He has 5 rings. Again, thanks for watching.